If you want to build $1 million company, then stop everything you're doing and watch this. In today's episode, we are discussing how to build $1 million company. Now, these things that we're going to talk about, these guys, these 10 things, they're universal. It doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar company, if you have an online business, or like myself, pressure washing, I have a service business, but it does not matter what business and what your product is. These are universal things. And guys, by the way, this isn't something theoretical that I read somewhere or a video that I watched and I'm just regurgitating out the information to you guys. This is something that I have practiced. I've been in this business I've been running my own business now for 10 years. And through that experience, I've met other super successful people who are millionaires. And I've learned from their experiences. And I came up with a list of things that, man, if you're not practicing these things on a daily basis and implementing them into your business, guys, the chances of you building $1 million business is slim to none. So let's jump right in. The number one thing on this list is customer service and exceptional customer service. Now, if you look around the world that we live in today, guys, I'm going to say that customer service is not something that is dying. It is already dead. I mean, it is long gone. Look around, call multiple companies, and you'll see how terrible the customer service is. And it starts from the moment you pick up the phone, right? So you want to make sure that, again, if you have a brick and mortar business where you're selling things inside of an actual store, or you have an online business, you want to make sure that you're constantly you're reachable, right? Your people are reachable for any comments, concerns, or questions that your customer might have. So you want to make sure that you have somebody that is super competent, either emailing people or answering the phone and answering people's questions the moment that stuff comes in. Another thing that we focus on as a company as we grew, and it helped us grow tremendously, is offering good customer service from the administration side. For example, every time we go out on a call and we service a property, without the customer even asking for it, we send them a receipt and we send them a thank you text. Thank you very much for your business. We really appreciate you. Then we send them a link for our Google review, and we're in constant communication with our customers. Customers really appreciate that. I can't even tell you through the years, the last 5-6 years, for example, how many times I've heard our office manager say to me that the reason why we got XYZ customer was because we answer the phone. And I've heard this in the field as well, thousands and thousands of times through the years. I've heard customers say, oh yeah, we called 3 or 4 companies, nobody picked up the phone until we called you guys, and from now on we're only going to use you guys. So it gives you a massive competitive advantage in your marketplace if you are offering great customer service to your customer. Another thing that you can do is the customer feedback, which is very important. You call your customer. As soon as the customer got their property service, you can call your customer and say, hey, how did my guys do? Did they do a good job? What can we do better? All of these things are going to give you such a leg up on your competition. And guys, and really, it's going to make you like a candlelight in the darkness in today's age, because again, customer service is dead. Number 2 on this list, we're going to talk about high quality of product or service. I am not in a product business, but if you are, that takes R&D, and you want to make sure that if you're going to sell a product to somebody, you better make sure that product is high level quality, because if it's not, people are quick to go on Facebook, they go all over the inner zones, and they will smash and trash your company or service all over the internet and you're dead on the water. Dead on arrival. You will not make it very far in any kind of business, whether it's a service or a product business, if you do not offer a high quality product or service to your consumer. Now, if you are in some kind of service industry of some kind, maybe you're a landscaper, a carpenter, a painter, or like myself, you're in a pressure washing business, gutter cleaning business, well, you want to make sure that, you're offering your customer quality, high quality service out in the field. And guess what, guys? There's no shortcut in that department, because skill is something that is acquired through years and years and years out in the field, honing that skill, honing that craft in order to become a true master. I would say in pretty much any industry, it's going to take anywhere between 3 to 5 years in order for you to truly become a master. And guess what, guys? And this is according to national statistics, the average time frame that it takes in order for you to build $1 million company is 7 to 10 years. We did it, the first time that we made over $1 million as a company was in our 9th year. We're in our 10th year now, and we're on track this year to do 1.6, 1.7. So you see what I'm getting at here, guys? This is a process that you're going to go through, and you're going to have to get better in all of these departments. And by the way, the high quality service thing segues real well into the next one, which is, in order for you to build $1 million company, you have to have a student mentality. Guys, if you're the type of person where you're ego driven and you think you know it all, yeah, your business is not going to make it very far. It does not matter what it is that you do, because if you're not growing, your business will not grow. That's how this works. In any business, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that happen on the back end that you have to constantly be learning and developing. And of course, if you're watching this video, you're already down this path of bettering yourself, because guess what, guys? In order to build a big company, you're going to have to consistently improve yourself, learn to master new skills. It takes many skills. If building $1 million company was something that was super easy to do, I don't know that there would be a lot of money in that. There's a lot of money in it because it's super hard to do, and not everybody can do it. That's why you have to dig down deep and teach yourself, learn many different skills. Always have that mentality like you're a student and you just showed up to class and you're taking notes, and then and here's the most important part, guys, the most important part. Learning things is not enough. You have to apply them, and then go through a process of, okay, did that work? No, it didn't work for my business. Okay, so I'm going to try this other thing. That's what it is. I built my business through a process of elimination, getting rid of the no's in order to find my yes, through a constant process of trial and error, so to speak. So, and it's going to be the same for you. But if you do not have that mentality of growth and wanting to better yourself, yeah, chances are you're not going to make it. Number 4 on this list is, you want to make sure you have a scalable business model. So guess what? If you are a one-man show, a one-man operation, the chances of you running and building your business to $1 million, let me put it this way. I've never met anybody who did it. Okay, without building a team around them, I never met anyone that made a product or build a business of some kind where they were able to do it completely on their own without some kind of team. And this is important because, it takes a lot of skills. Actually, there's 4 fundamental principles to grow any big company. They are sales, administration, so sales, administration, marketing, and then you have operations. So 4 areas. And you think you're going to be a master in all 4 of those areas? You need to become a true master. A salesperson, a marketing person, administration person, an operations person. Guess what? Most likely you're only going to be able to do one of those things, because each one of these things are 70 to 80 hours a week of time. So you're going to have to learn how to scale your business in such a way where it's duplicatable for other people. It can't be something so complicated that you can't bring other people in order to grow that. So like, for example, here, Mr. Bubbles Pressure Washing, what I did with my company is I created a system, and that's what this channel is all about, and that's what all my videos are about, showing you guys that house wash system that we have, that I can hire pretty much anybody. The average age of our employees is probably 23, 24 years old. And so I can hire pretty much anybody, and through a process of about 6 to 12 weeks, train them on our system, and they can go out and do a house wash just as effectively and as efficient and as professionally as I can, because again, it's all based on the same system. And just imagine, guys, for example, we've all been to McDonald's, right? Imagine if you go to one McDonald's and you order a Big Mac and they give you a hot dog. Well, there's no system in that. They would have never have grown a company that big. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need to build a system in place in order to scale your business up, because the only way you're going to be able to get to $1 million as a business is if you grow, because there's a universal law of growth here. That, you know what's so funny? I've never actually heard anyone talk about this. This is the law. You're only going to be able to get out of the marketplace what you put into the marketplace. So because there's a law of transmutation here happening. So because at the end of the day, money is nothing but energy. So somebody works a 40, 50-hour week, that's their time, their energy, in order to buy your product or service. So they transfer some of that energy / money to you to buy that, right? Well, in order for you to be able to retrieve from the marketplace $1 million worth of money or energy, you're going to have to put back into the marketplace $1 million worth of energy. So if you have, for example, landscaping business, and you have one truck, you're not going to make $1 million with one truck, because your business is not worth $1 million. So let's say the maximum that you can make is $200,000 with one truck. Well, guess what? You're going to have to grow 5 times bigger, because then you have 200,000 in each truck times 5. That's $1 million. So you're bringing $1 million to the table. You're gonna get away with being able to make $1 million off of the marketplace. That's how that works. So you have to invest in growth and equipment and people and branding and all of those things in order for you to make it. And that's actually the next one, number 5 on our list. We're talking about branding. In order for you to reach a high plateau of sales, profitability, being able to charge a little bit more than your competitors, guys, your name has to have equity in the marketplace. And in order for that to happen, you got to have a professional image, right? So that comes down to, if you're in a service industry, having your vehicles wrapped, having all of your marketing match up, like, for example, from your website to your social media to your print media to your uniforms, your business cards, everything lines up to a certain image that you want to project out there. You're going to have to invest money in that. I think we pay about $3,500 every time we get a truck wrapped, and we have about 18 vehicles wrapped. That's a lot of money we've invested in that. But you know what? I stopped counting a long time ago how much money we've recouped from that. We've made hundreds of thousands of dollars because of our wraps. You see what I'm getting at, guys? You have to invest in that image. We've dumped a lot of time, energy, and money into Google My Business. That's why, we're up to almost 400 5-star reviews on there. So, everything that you do, you want to be able to grow your brand, grow your image, right? And the second part of that is marketing. I always look at marketing. I love fishing. For example, imagine you go out there fishing and you have one fishing pole. You're going to be able to catch some fish, but imagine if you go out there and you set up 100 fishing poles all around. What are the chances of you catching more fish? it's pretty high, right? So marketing is the same way. You never want to rely on just one form of marketing. Here at Mr. Bubbles, we have 14. Now, I want to say we're about 3 weeks away from doing our first series. We're doing a marketing series, a step-by-step tutorial. It's a 9-part series. It's actually going to be 4 hours long, where we cover everything from mass marketing, target marketing, online marketing, print media marketing. We cover all of that stuff. So I got a lot of that information coming down the pipeline. But the most important thing, guys, is you just want to be able to jump in there. It does not matter what you do. Make sure you invest a lot of money in marketing, because that constant customer flow coming into your business, that's going to be the blood, the lifeblood of your business, okay? And number 6, we talked about a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit more in detail here, is delegating out your weaknesses. So, you know, I talked about the 4 pillars, right? So you have operations, sales, administration, and marketing. Guys, guess what? You're not going to be able to do all of those things. Even if you're super smart, super talented, and you go out there and you buy a bunch of books, that's awesome. But how are you going to dedicate 80 hours a week to administration and 80 hours a week to sales? You're gonna have to sacrifice some of those areas. So this is what I recommend for you. Again, it doesn't matter if you have a dentist, like a dentistry school, or if you have some other type of brick and mortar type of company, or if you have an online business, or if you're in a service. Let's say you have a cleaning company. It does not matter, guys. You're only one person. You can only do so much. So what you have to do is look around your world and say, hey, what am I best qualified to do to help this company grow? Whatever that is. Maybe it's manage. I don't know. Maybe you have like an amazing mind for marketing. Okay, be the marketing manager. And what you're going to do is you're going to hire people out. Here in my company, Mr. Bubbles, what I did is the very first person the major piece that I hired was the office manager, because I mean, I tried my best to educate myself on the admin side, but it's my weakness. I wasn't very good at that. So what I did is I hired somebody amazing for that. Somebody that is super high level, and that's all they do. They work from home, and that's all they do. And so you want to make sure that you're going to do the thing that brings you the best profitability and the best outcome and result for your business, whatever that is. I don't know you personally, so you have to self-analyze and say, okay, you know, I'm really bad at sales. Let's say you're really bad at sales. Well, guess what? No big deal. Instead of trying to put a bunch of time and energy and trying to figure out how to do that, go out there and hire some amazing person to do that for you. And then you go and you be, maybe you're just really good at the management side, at training and developing people. Well, then do that. So this is very important, because again, you will not build a big business, $1 million company, if you don't surround yourself with the right team. Now, number 7, I've talked a little bit about, but I wanted to talk to you about this. It's very important. In order for you to build a $1 million company, you're going to have to build a strong, very solid network around your company. So what does that look like? You network with employees and their family. You network with vendors, right? It does not matter what business you're going to have a vendor of some kind. You network, you know, do something special for your customers, your clients. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's a barbecue, maybe it's an event. I'll give you a great example. My main vendor that I've been doing business with about 7 years, he's a big baseball guy. He coaches his team's Little League. Last Christmas, I got him box seats to the Nationals game. You see what I'm saying, guys? You're networking, and you're taking care of that network, because you never know. You just never know how powerful and impactful that network can be for you at some time. When I'm hiring people, for example, the first people I reach out to is the people within my network before I put out ads or anything of that nature. And 9 out of 10 times, I can find my next great team member right within my network. And so that helps me, again, grow my company. Also, sometimes it's easier for me to get parts and machines and stuff because I have certain people that can move buttons for me because, again, they're part of my network. So I keep building that network. You will not be able to grow your company to a big, huge numbers without having a solid network of people that help you along the way. And the other thing I'll say about that is in our marketing series, we're going to talk about this because, you know, you should be networking because it helps you get your name out there with the branding and the marketing. So we network with about 5 big groups here. Some of them, you know, you have to meet once a week, some twice a month, and that sort of thing. The Chamber of Commerce, the Better Business Bureau, all of these, they do networking events where we go and we meet the local mayor and stuff like that. So highly recommend. You will not be able to grow your business really big if you do not have a solid network. Number 8 on this list, guys, is something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is learning from your mistakes. For some reason, a lot of people seem to think that you know, building a big business is nothing but a bed of roses, and that cannot be further away from the truth. The truth of the matter is that that 90% of businesses fail within the first 3 years, right? And the reason why that happens, I can define it in a single word, and that's obstacles. Everybody, almost every single person who decides to run their own business, at some point along in their journey, they face some kind of major obstacle, and some people, they're not able to overcome those obstacles and their business fails, right? So in order for you to build a big business, every single mistake that you make, you have to learn from it and try your absolute best to not repeat that mistake, because that's going to cost you time, effort, and money. So you want to make sure that you're in a constant process of learning, adapting to your situation, and becoming stronger and better for it. Next on this list is something that that is a big part of how I built my everything that I have, my $1 million pressure washing business, is the 80-20 rule. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail here what it is. You can research it on your own, but essentially what the 80-20 states is 20% of your productivity gives you 80% of your result, right? So to me, it's important in terms of time management, but this 80-20 rule, I mean, I use it in every aspect of my business. Like, I'll give you a great example. We have a list of 265 customers. These 265 customers give us a revenue of over $500,000 a year. Just those 265 customers. So you see, applying the 80-20 rule, I want to make sure that I do everything within my possible power not to lose any of those customers, because they're my bread and butter. They're they are the reason why we were able to build a $1 million company. And so not every customer is going to be like that. Not every employee that you have is going to be amazing. Within that, if you have 10 employees, you're going to have 2 that are amazing, that will have potential to become future managers. And that's where you want to develop, you know, that's where you want to spend your time and your energy, in that 20%. You see what I'm saying? So in terms of really the 80-20 rule for us is about time management. I don't waste my time on things that are not going to produce results for me, and that's my point. I only go out to do estimates, for example, to houses that I know are going to be $1,500, $2,000 projects. I only every day when I'm here at my shop, for example, I dedicate my time to doing the things that is going to make me money right away, and then the other stuff I can just prioritize for another time or another day. So make sure that in terms of time management, you are investing your time wisely. And lastly on this list, guys, I call it sell, baby, sell. Listen, guys, it does not matter what business you're in, you're selling something. If you're not selling a product or a service, guess what you're selling? Yep, you guessed it, you're selling yourself. You have to learn how to sell yourself. You're going to have to learn all kinds of sales techniques. For that, you have to buy books. You have to watch, maybe take a course, watch videos on YouTube. In that series that we're doing, the marketing series, part 2 of that is going to be all about sales. We're going to break down how to do a sales pitch, and we're also going to break down for you the 4 factors of impulse that cause people to buy on a subconscious level. We're going to talk about all of those things. But for the purposes of this video, it is very important for you to realize that selling is a skill, and you can develop that skill given enough time and energy that you put into it. You will not, trust me when I tell you this, guys, you will not be able to build a big company if you do not develop your sales ability, your sales skill. And again, watch my channel. I got a lot of topics. I got a lot of videos here on the topic, and I got, you know, more videos coming out on it. So there you have it, guys. Remember, these 10 things, they're universal. It doesn't matter what field you're in. I promise you, if you apply these things, if you look at these things, maybe you got 7 of them, boom, down packed. Well, guess what? You have to get all 10 of them. So if you're missing 1 or 2 of those, make sure that you work on that. Maybe, for example, you're not very good at selling. Maybe you know how all 9 of these things, you've got them down, but you're not very good at selling. Make sure you work on that. Maybe you have really bad customer service right now. Make sure you work on that. So work on all of these things, and I promise you, your company is going to go up, 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 and up. Thank you very much for watching, for coming to my channel and watching this video. I really appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.